What the fuck is up, my britches? If you're new here, hello, my name is Brittany, and today we are going to be testing a bunch of viral new makeup. So I feel, and I said this in my last video, I feel like every new product now just goes viral for no fucking reason, and I don't know who needs to hear this. Not every new makeup launch is gonna be good. At least that's just my humble opinion. So we got a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure, if not a full face, pretty fucking close. We got a lot of products to go through. I got them all sitting in front of me, so hopefully I don't miss nothing. So if you guys like these types of videos, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs it down. That's cool too. And don't forget, this is live. And if you're watching the playback, I would highly recommend watching at like 1.5, 2 times the speed, because we like to chitty chat. We like to get sidetracked, but ultimately, all aboard the Hot Mess Express, everybody. We're just here for a good time. So some of the products that we have to try out today. L'Oreal Skin Ink. I know. I'm never one to really test out drugstore stuff, but I've seen a lot of hype around that one. I see all the beauty gurus, like the OG beauty gurus, are like the faces of this launch. So naturally, I'm nosy. Nars has new blush sticks that were sent to me. I picked up the Fenty Beauty How Many Carats Body Lava, and also the lip product, Dibs Beauty Mascara. If you guys didn't see my latest short, this isn't technically a new product, but they should go viral. Because if you guys missed it, Urban Decay recently reformulated their original formula for the Urban Decay All-Nighter. And this is what y'all need to get instead now, because I just posted a side-by-side, and unfortunately, Urban Decay dropped the ball on that one. And yeah, just go back and watch that short. I also picked up one of the new formulas of the Patrick Ta highlighter formula. Very curious to chat about that as well, because I don't know, I feel like I noticed something that just nobody's really talking about. Another new brand for me, Doll 10. Has anybody heard of this before? They sent me like a bunch of new products, but they sent me like a corrector. I've got concealers, some powders, so I'm gonna see just kind of what I pull in today. And then also Beauty Pie. Have y'all ever heard of these brands before? Let me know. And then we also have, for the eyeballs today, we're going to use some Danessa Myricks. I've got some new brushes as well. You guys have heard me talk about the prototypes for some of these before. Crystal Lee Cosmetics, they recently launched 4 new brushes. They sent me 2 of the K18. So I was supposed to, I think, get 4 of the new brushes, but I only got 3. It's fine. I love them. So spoiler, if you're in the market for new brushes, highly recommend. Anyways, that's everything we're going to use today. Let's fucking start using it, shall we? So I'm going to start with the eyeballs. I'm actually going to prime my skin first with the Scandinavia Primer Spray. And I think for this video, I might do like certain products on one side and not on the other just to see. But this is a product that I already know that I like, especially if you're a freelance artist. Like, it's just something simple to give a little bit of hydration to the skin, prep the skin, give it a nice base. It kind of gives me almost like what people love about MAC Fix Plus. You could use it in between layers if you want. You'll probably see me do that today. But I like to pull in the bridal spray throughout my makeup routine. So, if you guys have tried any of these products that we're going to talk about today, I would love to know your thoughts on them. And in the meantime, we're going to chitty chat, and hopefully we got some bridges in the live chat. What's good? What's poppin', everybody? So, for today on the eyes, I'm going to use the shade number 1, I think, on both sides. Fun fact. Number 1, the lighter one, is this technically the foil? Yes, the foil is one of the colors that I used for my wedding makeup. So I thought this would be the most ideal, at least for me, for what I like to do with my eyeshadow. It's got the darker base on the one side, which is a metallic, and then it has a lighter base for the foil. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, if I'm going to use something like this, I'm going to do like a little flickaroo. Almost do like a faux wing sort of a moment. Keep it pretty messy. And then we're going to see how these manipulate and all that sort of stuff. Because I've only done a couple testings of these so far, but I haven't put them all over my lid yet and tested them completely. So I don't know how these last for longevity. But as far as like user friendliness, pretty easy to work with. How are you guys feeling about these Danessa Myricks Color Fix sticks? Because I mean, mine lasted pretty well on my wedding day. I also wasn't really paying super attention to it either. So I don't want to give you guys too much information on this yet, because it's been something where I'm like, I think they're beautiful. Like, let me give you a swatch of the shade that I'm using right now. Look how fucking pretty this is. This is a launch that if you go in store and you swatch it, you're going to want one because they're that pretty. So I'll give you guys a swatch of both of the shades first. But, like, tell me that just does not say, like, yeah, let me buy that. Because it's beautiful. So I think what is tricky about these is just kind of figuring out how you want to use them. And that's more or less the stage that I'm at. Is I'm like, okay, do I use a brush with these? Like, how the fuck are we using these? How are you guys seeing people use them? What do you guys think? I'm actually going to try something. I'm going to dip my brush into what I applied here and then try blending it this way, because from what I see, I feel like the biggest appeal behind these is how well they last. So if these last and look like this, abso-fucking-lutely worth every penny. Now, full disclosure, I did not purchase these. These were sent to me. Still can't believe it. Danessa Myricks sent me the entire collection. So keep that in mind. I'm going to try something else as well, because that worked out pretty well, but I'm not getting the pigmentation that I'm looking for. So I'm just going to take a slightly more, like, it's dense, but it's still fluffy. My Refer 13. And I'm just going to apply it pretty much like how I apply. Oh, I think this would be how I would like to use it. This would be how I would apply like a cream blush. Because I think you'll get the pigmentation that you're probably looking for with just swiping it on, but you're not going to get that blendability that you may want. So doing it this way, like, immediately, yes. Abso-fucking-lutely. Yeah, I'm pretty excited that I just did that, because that just gave me exactly what I'm looking for. Because I wanted to do, you know, slight wing, but not nothing too cray-cray, right? You guys know how I roll. I'm a relatively basic bitch. That hasn't changed. I know I haven't been here in a bit, but who I am is no different. So I feel like with a lighter shade, say less. Because that, it's like minimal work. Minimal work needed. And how I used this on my wedding day, I just really applied it to, like, the smallest part because I wanted just a little bit of sparkle. I didn't want anything too over the top. But it's like, you see how fast that I just did that? That was like dipping my finger in like a Divina eyeshadow and just bam. And ideally, these ain't gonna go fucking nowhere, because I feel like that's another one of the bigger appeals is they're just not gonna budge. Did I say that already? If I haven't, there you go. And then I'm just layering as I want. If I want to add a little bit more pigmentation, a little bit more coverage, baby steps. It's so pretty. So if you're wondering the shade that I just used, I'm just going to leave it just like that, I think. Might take one of my, you know what, I'm going to take this one. So again, with the Refer 13, just going to do that same thing just so I could get just like a little bit of a blend over the top here. It'll probably activate some of the glitters a little bit. Nothing too crazy. I want to keep what we just applied because I think it's fucking stunning. Yeah, me likey. Me like that. Another thing, I feel like we knew this about Danessa Myricks, but the fucking packaging, like, this is so smart. You could interchange them if you want. So you could keep them like this, or you can do how they come, like this. So smart. I think Danessa is one of those brands. The innovativeness is so strong. And again, if you guys missed the swatches, gorgeous. So I'm going to let these dry down because Gemma just asked, do they dry down? Yes, they do. And, oh shit, I should, you know what? Hold on. Let me reapply those. I want to apply them and then revisit this at the end of the video. Like, guys, don't let me forget this, all right? I'm going to apply them, let them dry, and then I'm going to try to smudge them out. So here's fresh swatch. Just to see, you know? Because if they're going to budge, I don't really know if there's a point. But if I know Danessa Myricks, they ain't going to fucking move because that's how she rolls. All right, moving on. We're going to dip into this Doll 10 corrector. I think what was so appealing to me about this is it reminds me a lot of, I haven't used it yet, but just looking at it, I'm like, this kind of gives me, what was it, Smashbox? Remember how Smashbox had that really popular corrector? So I'll give you guys a quick little swatch. So it's a little bit light, probably, for my complexion right now. but it's fine. We're just going to focus this on the inner part. I don't have a ton of darkness, but sometimes when I add, especially like right in there, it just helps brighten it up a tiny, tiny bit. I don't know if you guys want me to apply this to both sides, so you can almost see like one side with, one side without, as far as like the finished product. We'll try it. We'll try just doing this to one side. But it does have a slight luminosity, again, very similar to the Smashbox. Or initially it was Becca, right? It was Becca, and then Smashbox redid it. You guys get it. Lisa's like, Becca! Yeah, so same. Very reminiscent. I feel like I like this formula a little bit better because that formula was almost like sticky. This one doesn't have that. Blends out. I mean, you guys just saw how fast that blended out. Really nice. All right, so before, after, little bit of brightening, not too much. Okay, we're going to carry on. Now, we've got, let me do my, I don't have like a new cream contour or anything, so let me just do that real quick because I always do that step in my makeup routine now. Let me use, I think I'm going to pull out the M Cosmetics today because I have not used this in a minute, and I just found this when I was going through. Let's see. Hi, Britt. The new Danessa Myricks Color Fix Shadow Sticks are so pretty. I got shade 1, but I want more. Well, that's what you're seeing on the eyeballs today. I love that for us. So this is the M Cosmetics. Again, not new. The So Soft. I think these are like the contour sticks or something like that in the shade Terra. So this is where this brush comes in. This is the Crystal-E K20. One of my favorite brushes of all time. So for the longest time now, it feels like. It's been a couple months, but it feels like it's been longer. I have been testing prototypes for this brand. And this was one of the brushes where I'm like, bitch, you have to launch this because it's so good. So I really like using this brush specifically for the contour. I could use this for blush, concealer, like literally every purpose of my complexion routine. I could use this brush when I want a little bit more precision. I am so bronzy. It's that St. Lucia song, girl. I know. It's so good. I'm living for it. Living for it. I am loving how that brightening corrector is looking right now. I kind of want to put it on the other side, but we're not going to do it for science. Guys, by the way, how many of you are watching and there's only 14 thumbs ups? Can y'all get it together? Can y'all share this video? That would be so great because I know it's been a minute. We're trying to get back on the YouTube train and we want to add britches to the live chat, damn it. Yeah, these are so nice. Brushes are incredible. Like, I'm telling you guys, they're so fucking good. If you've not tried Crystal-E Cosmetics, they were doing affiliates before, so I used to have an affiliate link. I think she discontinued the program, though, simply because I know, like, with shipping costs increasing and stuff like that, you could try to use code BRITCHES or BRITCHES10, but I don't think it's going to work anymore. But there's 4 new brushes, technically. I think it's under, like, the pre-sale section, but they're no longer pre-sale, I don't believe. I'm pretty sure if you order it now, you'll get it shipped almost immediately. So I did purchase mine. She bitched at me because she's like, why are you buying them when I'm going to send you them in PR? I want to support a small indie brand, and I highly recommend the Crystal-E brushes. So there's that. Yes, thank you, Alexandria. She said, I always hit the thumbs right away. We love that for us. Thank you so much. All right, so contour is great. Perfect shade. Little bit of coolness, but not too much. Actually, let me blend this just a little bit more. Probably don't need to because I do underpaint, so it's fine. All right, let's get into this Skin Ink foundation. Now, I have tested this, and I have, like, mixed emotions about it, I feel. So, first of all, you really want to make sure you shake this up because I feel that this, it settles pretty quickly. Now, like I said earlier, there are so many familiar faces behind this product, like Jaclyn Hill, Desi Perkins, Manny MUA, like all the OGs, they are on the campaign for this foundation. Also, side note, this is a brush from Crystal-E Cosmetics that is being discontinued. So if you've been eyeing this for a foundation brush, you're going to want to get it before they sell out because they're not going to be restocking it. This is the K1 and one of my favorite brushes for foundation. Now, back to the Skin Ink foundation. You notice how I'm working in sections? This dries down fairly quickly, so this would be how I would highly recommend to use it. And this is the, like, the pro and also con of, like, first impressions and testing new makeup and stuff like that, because if I did not test this already, I would apply this like how I typically would, and it will apply patchy. So this is something that, this is not new for me testing. This is a new shade because I got one shade that was just a little bit too dark. It's going to look like I'm applying a lot, but I'm really not. It's a very thin consistency, but like I said, it dries very quickly. So if you tried this and didn't apply it in this fashion, I would recommend doing so because I think it just works a lot better for this formula. Lisa's asking, how do those compare to BK Beauty? I feel very comparable as far as quality. The type of fibers that they are different though. So that's, I think, the beauty behind the Crystal Lee brushes, is because they're made with different fibers. So I feel that these don't hold on to product nearly as much as a lot of other synthetic brushes do. I know on their website, or at least I'm pretty sure on their website, they have all the information regarding, like, basically the technology behind the fibers and stuff like that. If it's not on their website, Crystal Lee does have, like, social media and stuff like that. I know she's done videos explaining basically, like, her vision behind the brand and stuff like that. So basically, Crystal Lee is the only brand that is using these currently in the United States. I'm pretty sure. If she's not the only one, she's one of the very few. Clarissa's asking, did I see Lunar Beauty launch contour sticks? Are you getting them? I don't know. Like, I feel like I have fallen out of love with Lunar Beauty. And it's partially because of, like, parasocial relationships, and I don't know, like, I used to fucking love Manny Amiway, right? And I feel like, how do I want to explain this? I feel like some of his opinions, I'm just like, as a brand owner, you should shut the fuck up. And I don't know, I feel like he's always trying to give, like, advice to other content creators. I think this is what pisses me off about him specifically, is he gives advice to content creators, but does the exact opposite with his own brand. Does that make sense? So as a content creator, he's telling, he would tell creators, like, oh, you should be doing this, and that. And basically, so brands will want to work with you. And I'm like, let me pull up how many times I have tagged your fucking brand and stuff like that. And, like, just stuff like that. The longer that I have been doing social media and stuff like that, like, it gets old, you know. I'm having that same issue with, like, Hourglass currently, because it's like, you can't tell me that you have not seen me use your products. And in one breath, like, it's okay to share, like, content where I'm promoting your product on your Insta story, but I don't know. And then, like, they fucked up my orders previously. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I'm like, I can't help but to just be, like, salty, maybe? I don't know. I just think overall, I was just like, listen, he's given all this advice, and then, as somebody that has always promoted Lunar Beauty, like, just very little recognition from the brand. And I think that's why it doesn't bother me as much with Hourglass. It's because they're not saying nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I've been using the wrong shade this, like, not the whole time, but I gotta try to, like, combat where I put that lighter shade just now. That's where like what I said earlier, like, I would just feel better if he would just shut the fuck up. And I do still see the support with James Charles and shit like that, so I'm just like, nah. Like, I don't know. This is how I'm looking at it. Like, I would just rather throw my money elsewhere, especially when, like, the industry is, one, it's so saturated. Like, there's so many brands that, I don't want to say need my help, because I just feel like that sounds bad, but I feel like there's other brands that would appreciate my support more than a big influencer's brand. You know what I'm saying? And especially too, like, because I'm not going to pretend that I don't prioritize buying certain things, like if I know that you have the ability for like commissions and affiliates and stuff like that, because we have the ability to earn money back on our investment. And this is the other thing. Again, it's a very weird perspective because I'm a content creator, and that's where, as a normal consumer, I would never think about this. But I'm like, I just think it's so weird how you're a content creator based brand and you don't support other content creators. Like, you don't promote affiliates or do affiliates. Or if you do affiliates, because I do think that Lunar Beauty does, I don't know. Like I said, I've been promoting that brand. I'm going to use this now as a concealer. I have been promoting that brand for a minute. And like I said, I've never gotten any sort of recognition from the brand. So that's where I'm just like, why do I keep throwing my money at this brand when, I don't know, it's salty. I'm salty and I'm not afraid to admit it. How do you guys feel? Like, do you guys think that's petty, or would you feel maybe the same way? Or, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like I wouldn't feel the way that I did if I didn't see like content that Manny has posted running his mouth about things that it's like, maybe you shouldn't say that because you aren't doing it your own self with your brand. I don't know. Maybe I missed some stuff, but when I add up things, I'm just like, nah, I would just rather promote other brands that are appreciative of my support. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I would never support Lunar Beauty, but I don't know, I'm just kind of bored. You've been promoting Lunar for years. Salt is justified. And, like, a part of me gets it, too, because I'm like, okay, I know that I haven't been creating content and stuff like that, so I'm not mad at it. I'm just like, I'm just not prioritizing it anymore. Whereas before, as soon as a Lunar Beauty video would drop, I would buy I would buy the whole collection immediately. I just choose not to do that anymore. If something actually sparks my interest, yeah, I would still buy it, but it's just, that's not what's happening right now. I'm not that interested, and that's okay. Speaking of Lunar Beauty, I'm actually going to use this powder because I need to test this. And hold on, before I get too far. This is what I'm not loving about this foundation specifically, is I feel like it sits kind of weird on my nose. I just used the wrong brush. Practice what you preach. A lot of people have problems with that. For realsies. For realsies. Practice what you preach. And that's where, so I remember, this is going back probably like a year ago now. Back to Lunar Beauty. I need to figure out if I like this powder or not, because I keep contemplating decluttering it, but I haven't decluttered it yet because I don't reach for it often. So this is me using it, and if I don't love it, or if you guys don't say that it looks amazeballs, I'm gonna declutter it. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Did you guys just see how much powder just came out? That's one of the things that I don't like about this powder. I like to see brands recognize micro-influencers instead of sending 40 foundation to bigger creators. It doesn't make sense to me. See, I don't know, like, none of that stuff bothers me. It only bothers me because, I shouldn't say none of that bothers me. It only bothers me where it's like the brand owner's on a high horse. That's when it bothers me. Because I'm like, listen, I get it. I get why these big content creators are the priority, because they're the ones that are going to make them so much fucking money. Like, that's just marketing 101. It's smart business, and I'm not going to knock it. You know what I'm saying? It's the it's the hypocrisy for me. Let's see, I was going to say something about the situation last year. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So I want to say it was like a year ago, right? And I saw this video, and it was like Manny on his high horse about how you as a content creator should be doing this, and if you want to be successful, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I really said, hold my beer. I'm like, okay, Manny. Literally posted a TikTok about it. And I showcased my DMs with the brand, and I just kept scrolling and scrolling. And I'm like, bruh, how many times have I tagged? And I think I was featured I was featured like a couple times on their Insta story, never on like their Instagram. Oh, you know what it was about? I remember now. It was about him saying that we should let brands use our content for free. As a content creator, you should want to build the relationship and do this and do this. And it's like, nah, motherfucker. Nah, we shouldn't. I mean, we can if we want to pick and choose which brand. Like, if fucking Lunar Beauty came to me years ago when I was buying all their things and was like, hey, can we feature you on our Instagram? I would have said, fuck yeah, because I loved the brand and I loved everything about it. But I also feel that something changed. Like, I think when he either changed labs or something happened because the eyeshadow started to be not as good. And just collectively as a whole, I felt like something was lacking. So then that ultimately, like that little TikTok that he decided to post about how we should be letting brands use our content for free, it really just gave me like a different outlook. Because I'm like, listen, if you want to let brands, like, don't get me wrong, there are definitely some brands that I say absolutely, like, I don't care because I want to genuinely help the brand. But then there's other brands where I'm just like, I know you got the pockets, you're not using my shit for free. You know? Who paid him to say that? I think a part of it is just, how do I want to explain? What do I mean? A part of it, I think, is like entitlement. That when I saw that video, I was like, what? Because I was so surprised, because I feel like for the most part, we usually see people saying, like, stand up for yourself. You should always try to get money, like, in exchange for your work. Like, and that's where I was just like, wow, it was such a different take. And listen, everybody could have everybody could have a hot take. I love me a hot take. You guys always know that I have hot takes. But I was like, it made me step back from the brand, and it's okay. Like, it didn't make me say goodbye. It just made me say, you know, I'm going to see you later. It's easy for him to say that after his generation of beauty influencers accepted sponsors left and right undisclosed. They lied to us for years about the quality of products. And that's where it's like, people don't forget. All right, we're going to use the Polite Society. It looks so dark for my complexion, but I promise this one is the most ideal for my complexion. It's the shade Copacabana. Listen, Polite Society, they're out here killing it. Like, I feel like it makes sense because if you didn't know, Jared Blandino is, I'm pretty sure, the owner of this brand, and he is the person that created Too Faced. So I feel like that's essentially what Polite Society is doing, is creating like a Too Faced 2.0. They're giving us what everybody loved about the original Too Faced. And like, I know Jared Blandino is not the most fucking popular person ever. Like, honestly, at this point, who the fuck is? I'm so sick. I've been so sick of this for so long. That was like the nicest part about not being on social media, is like, there's so much like the cancellations and stuff like that. Like, everybody does fucked up shit, at least at some point, you know? Everybody's gonna have these unpopular opinions and stuff like that. I'm just over here like, I'm trying to keep it about fucking makeup and keep it pushing. And, you know, there's still certain brands that I will refuse to purchase from, but going forward, I'm looking at shit like, it's not that deep. I'm gonna try these products, see how I like them, and that's that on that. She said, goddamn, that powder looks good though. I think it's just, it's like there's something about it that I don't like, and I can't put my finger on what it is. And I really feel this foundation, I totally got on a rant. I just stopped talking about like the main part of what we were here for. I feel like with the Skin Ink foundation, it says like it's a 2-in-1, so it supposedly is a foundation and concealer in one. I do not like this for concealer because you could see, like, you know how it looks like I was wearing sunglasses? I feel like you could very much see like the indentation, and it's like the coverage isn't enough in this area right here. So I'm gonna try to add something that has a little more coverage. Even though I put powder down already, it's fine. I keep looking at it and I'm like, I don't fucking like how the inner part of my nose looks on both sides. And then I just feel like I need a little more coverage. And that's the thing. I don't feel like I'm a full coverage. Like, I don't need something super full coverage. So the fact that the Skin Ink 2-in-1 doesn't give me enough is where I'm just like, not my favorite for a concealer, but I do really like it for a foundation. And it still, like, blows my mind every single time that it happens. But I recently got a comment on my TikTok from Miss Icon Marlene Estelle herself, saying that it was, like, my best makeup look she's ever seen. And I was wearing this foundation. So I'm like, okay, if she says it looks good, then it looks real fucking good. At times, I feel like it's pointless to cancel brands because we never know political views and actions of every single employee of a brand. Listen, that's where, like, I've reviewed stuff and people are like, okay, but who does the owner support politically? I'm just like, yo, can we stop? It's wild. Like, not everybody is going to have the same perspectives, opinions on stuff. And just like some of y'all won't agree with some of the things that I say or do in my fucking lifetime, but it's like, listen, we're humans. We learn every single day. We, you know, it's, I don't know. It's exhausting, honestly, because it's, you can never please see how much better that looks? You're never going to be able to please everybody. And that's just where I got to the point where I'm like, yo, I'm so fucking done trying to please people. I ain't got time for it. Yeah, this is much better coverage for it. Like I said, I don't even like a super lot of coverage. Like, I'm using the Lancome Tight Idol concealer. I actually think this is the concealer that is available during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. This just is beautiful. Let's see, what are the purple crowns next to our names? I can't see that. I don't know. What's that? Does anybody know? Let's see. I agree. I like it more as a foundation. Yes, April. I think it's too expensive to use. This was the other thing. Like, when I bought that 2-in-1 from L'Oreal, paying $20 for a drugstore foundation, and I'm like, this just further solidifies why I prefer high-end luxury stuff. Because I'm like, this is $20, right? The packaging, like, it's fine. Like, it's drugstore. I feel like I still see that. Why do I still see, like, redness right there? What is happening? Let me add a little bit more. Maybe it's just, like, the unevenness of my skin. I don't feel like I see it as bad. Weird. Oh, Top Vans. Yes. So Top Fans are the crowns. That means y'all have been here for a minute. Maybe I'm, like, over blending. Maybe that's why I keep seeing those red spots. Because I'm like, I just looked and I thought it looked great. And then I'm like, wait, what happened? Alright, let's try to balance this out. And then we'll carry on. Because we've been doing complexion far too long. At least far too long for what I personally like. So if you're wondering the brush, that's the K18. That's one of the new brushes from Crystal Lee. Okay, yeah, that's back to what I was talking about. I'm like, $19 for this? Like, what? It's, you know how fast I'll go through this? For being a foundation, that's where I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Especially, again, being drugstore. Let's see, I can't stand canceling over politics. Any issue for that matter in beauty. Who gives a fuck? I want to see the makeup. See, that's where I get people want to, like, pick and choose where they spend their money. So it's like, I get it to a point, but it's like, do you really think you're going to be able to cancel fucking everybody that doesn't share the same? I mean, if you want to live in that bubble where you only accept one side and that's it. But I feel like that's, I think what bothers me the most about, like, the whole political conversation is it's so much more complex than what people make it out to be. And they're like, but no, it really isn't. It's like, but yes, it really is. That's at least my opinion. All right, Laura Mercier, new brightening powders. Cannot believe that I get PR from Laura Mercier. So I want to use I probably should have put this on before I put that additional concealer on, but it's fine. I'll spray my face again and then see where we're at. They have a peach one that I wanted to try. Because I feel like peach, I know a lot of people love the pink for like the brightening aspect, but I feel like peach is what I personally prefer. So since I just added more cream and powder on top, I'm dousing my face just to get it to chill the fuck out a little bit. Oh, let's see. Yeah, $20 for the L'Oreal Skin Ink. What the fuck, even Morphe is cheaper than L'Oreal? That's where, I don't know, Morphe is a brand that I don't really throw my money at just because, I don't know, just one of those things where it's a brand that I just don't prioritize. So I never pay attention. I honestly don't really pay attention to most, like, drugstore affordable makeup. You guys know this by now. Like, if you've been here, you know my feelings is, I feel like the appeal behind, like, drugstore affordable makeup is to get it in store, and it's never in store in, like, a timely manner for when it's new. So it's like, okay, it pops off, it goes viral, and then by the time I can actually get my hands on it, nobody gives a fuck anymore anyways. Sandy, it's the Danessa Myrix Color Fix Stick in the shade number 1. Hi, Kimberly. Oh, yes. So this, oh my God, hold on. Hold the phone. I gotta plug in my laptop real quick. I knew I was forgetting to plug something in today. All right, so the skin looking good. Now, we're gonna take, I even got a little brush that I almost forgot. I used the peach, it's really nice. Ooh, okay, Juju Beans. Let's see if we agree with you. I have not used these yet. So, there is a little brush. Again, these were gifted to me. I did not purchase them, so. Oh, there we go. Cute, though. Different from my collection. Very thin. It's almost like a spatula. So, let's see. I'm going to just dip. Just so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So, it's definitely a thinner style formula. I'm going to do this brush on one side because, listen, I get why people love a, like, precise brush. And, you know, when I spend the time to use it, I love it too. But I'm like, is this the brush that I'm going to reach for? Probably not. Let me show you the brush that I'm going to reach for because I love me a Wayne Goss airbrush. Where art thou? This could be problematic if I don't know where that brush is. Hold on. Let me get my tub of brushes over here. This is a brush that likes to hide on me because it's a little bit shorter in comparison to all these other brushes that I have in here. There she is. This is the one that I typically use for my under eye. Yeah, I feel like that's where I just kind of stopped. Who was it that just said that? CJ said, I don't like Morphe because of all the Jaclyn Hill drama. I feel like that's where I'm like, we probably still have no idea about, like, the reality of what actually happened there, but I don't know. It just got so messy for that period of time where I was just like, I'm so uninterested, it's not even funny. Because, don't get me wrong, like, everybody loves some mess from time to time. Like, everybody loves a train wreck, right? But at certain point, it's like, okay, this is too much. It's time to keep it pushing. And that's what I chose to do. And then I just haven't been able to really get back since. And I think ultimately it's because I just kind of evaluated my makeup preferences. And I'm like, I'm not going to keep wasting money on this stuff where I know that I'm going to have, like, an attitude about it. Like, when I finally accepted the fact, like, I'm not really a drugstore girly, I'm like, I felt like I was buying so many things that I just would either not love or, like, I was always, like, on the hunt for that, like, hidden gem. And I'm like, okay, I spent way more money than I would have because I just could never find them. Or when I finally did, I don't know, it wasn't as exciting to me. And I think ultimately it's just because of what my preferences are. And that's where I'm like, okay, I found my lane and I'm going to stay there. Let's see. The they went bankrupt and got new management. I do feel like they are on the rise. So it's like I keep seeing like they've had a couple launches where I'm like, okay, those are cute, but I was like, not cute enough where I'm actually gonna give a fuck and go buy it though. You know? Alright, so that powder, I'm gonna have to keep testing it to see exactly how I feel about it. But major props to Laura Mercier for such cute PR packaging. Excessive, but I can appreciate it. Now, blush. I'm going to do a cream blush, I think. So I got sent 3 shades from Nars, another brand where I'm like, who the fuck am I? So I got Dolce Vita and this new, what are these even called? The multiple cream blush stick? I don't fucking know. Wasn't even expecting this launch. I feel like Nars is always that brand where I'm like, where did this come from? Because this was a product too that I'm like, didn't you guys already have these? Right? So the first one was Dolce Vita. This one was the shade Behave, which I might use this for like layering, but not on its own. But this was the one that had my attention the most. It's Trance, and simply because it's very unique for my collection. It's a more, I'm going to say lilac, purple vibe. Dolce Vita, definitely my wheelhouse. But this is the one where I'm like, I need to know because looks cute. Now let's see. So I'm going to take my Crystal Lee. This is the K20. This is how I personally like to apply cream blushes. Just so it doesn't get too cray-cray. Did y'all see that Vive is launching a new mascara? Are we interested? Vive is still a brand that I get so excited. I get so excited about all their launches. See, this is where I'm saying too, like what I was talking about with Lunar Beauty and comparing it to Hourglass and stuff. Like Vive is another brand, like I buy all their launches and they don't ever really recognize me, but they also don't say anything. So I'm like, doesn't bother me. I'm not salty about it. Let's see, I've fallen for Nars again. Those are beautiful. Yo, did you guys see today? I saw Tavia from, I think it's Chic Profile 4 is her new name on Instagram. The Nars Holiday. Ah! Yes. This blush, totally out of my comfort zone. But this would be something I would totally get down with for like fall winter because it's more muted. It almost gives me like mood exposure, but a little bit deeper from Hourglass. Little more purpley tone. Like this right now with like my complexion and everything, I would not leave this like this. I'd be like, all right, let me add in a little Dolce Vita. Oh, Steffi. Hi, Steffi Glam. You're another girly I always watch. Oh, love her. Everybody say hi to Steffi Glam. If you guys don't follow her yet, like I've shouted her out so many times on my page. Yeah, like this is definitely more of what is giving. And these are also supposed to be lip products. I don't think I'm going to use that today because I've got the Fenty How Many Carats that I want to use for like the prime real estate on the lips today because I need to see that on my lips immediately. Yeah, Dolce Vita, definitely my wheelhouse. I actually really like these shades mixed together. This wouldn't be a formula where I'd be like losing my shit over it though. Like I'm not even gonna front. I really hate how my nose is looking with this foundation though. Like outer perimeter of the face looks great with this foundation, but the center, I do like the holiday packaging. Listen, Nars, I'm always here for it. I feel like you guys know this by now. Holiday looks so pretty. See, cushion foundations, they don't get me excited, but a Nars face palette will. And all those like icy pinks look so pretty. Yeah, like that's cute though. I feel like the most appealing thing about that formula is how different that shade is. Because it looks more fuchsia than what it looked like when I applied. I don't know. I like that. I think I'll like that shade for fall when I'm a little bit more pale. Because this is probably the darkest you'll see my complexion. I got pretty dark this year. Another thing, look, I'm like all over. You guys know this. Don't ever expect me to have my shit together. Another thing with these L'Oreal Skin Inks is the undertones are kind of fucked up. So like, I'm neutral, and I still feel like these, like, this is what? 180 cool, like, that still looks very yellow to me. And then I also have 130 cool. 130 is definitely more on brand with what I would need. Ah! Can't wait for the Hourglass launch. I used your link to email, but it... Ah! But it did not say... So it wouldn't say September 2nd until you got it in your email. I'll keep you put. Look, I check that shit every day. Guys, if you're eyeing the Hourglass holiday launch, I hope you're, one, all prepared for the amount of content that's about to come your way, because my charm palettes are on the way. Cannot wait. And this is my Super Bowl. So I check every single day just to see if it happens to drop early. Hasn't dropped yet, but I have a feeling it's gonna. And I have a feeling it's gonna on the 26th, because there are so many fucking launches. So if you guys missed our last new makeup release video, there are so many really good launches, the 25th and 26th. So I think Hourglass might have a little oopsie and launch it earlier, because like Louis Vuitton comes out the 25th. That alone is like enough where, like, if I was Hourglass, I'd be like, yeah, we're gonna like mistakenly put that on our website that day. We're gonna do that just because the amount of money that is gonna get thrown between that and then every other makeup launch that's on the 26th is nuts. Oh, let's see. 130 cool. That did not look cool. It looks neutral. Right. So if you, that's I think what I was starting to say, is if you are neutral like me for the skin ink, go cool. Because everything else is warm. Even the cool tones are neutral, kind of warm. And which is so surprising, because L'Oreal, I feel like, is usually pretty good about undertones. All right, let's talk about Patrick Ta. Because does anybody else think it's so fucking weird how... I could see how it could happen with one launch, but it's become like a consistent thing with this brand to launch something and then later relaunch it. Like, is this like just what we're doing now? Is it actually, you know, something that's of a concern? Because nothing was said about these being pulled. Like, they were not getting great reviews, and then all of a sudden you just started seeing inventory disappear. But there was no like official announcement or anything like that. The same thing happened with those eye toppers. Remember the eye toppers that launched? It was like, I want to say right before holiday a couple years ago. And it was like, they launched and quickly and quietly disappeared. What's going on there, Patrick Ta? I heard I heard Hourglass is only releasing the horse palette and no deep palette. I don't believe that. I really think that all of the collections are going to launch that I have already showcased on my TikTok. Ooh, that's... Okay, I got the Patrick Ta highlight brush as well. So, in true Patrick Ta fashion, we're going to do the powder first. And I think they're making us think that they're going to launch only one palette, but they're not. If they do, something is seriously wrong. Like, something's going on. But Hourglass has never done just one palette. I don't think they've ever done just one palette for holiday. Like, for Christ's sakes, their charm palettes, there's even 2 palettes. I think they're just... Because of the history behind Hourglass launches is why I feel the way that the history of how launches have gone with Hourglass is why I feel the way that I do. I think they're trying to build the hype because the hype is already lost. The hype has already been lost because these have been leaked so long now. Like, we covered these palettes like a month ago over on TikTok. And I'm usually not one that loves to leak things, but when Trend Mood posts about it, all bets are fucking off. Because, like I said in my new makeup release video that we did yesterday, all of these other accounts, if they were to leak something like that before that they were supposed to, their accounts would be banned. But Trend Mood was able to leak it, and nothing happened. So that tells me Hourglass wanted Trend Mood to leak that. So because these palettes have been leaked for so long, I feel like they're just trying to build the hype and create the conversation, because just like other marketing tactics nowadays, like Louis Vuitton, if nobody was talking about how expensive it was, nobody would be talking about it. And I feel like Hourglass is doing the same thing. Like, oh, let's let them think that we're only launching 1 and then surprise we're going to launch 4. But it's like, bitch, we already know that. We already know that you're launching that many. All right, so... Sorry, I was like applying and ranting at the same time, so... I think this looks really pretty, really editorial-like, all that shit, right? I would not guess that this is any different than the first one, though. Like, everybody's like, oh, the formula's so much better. Like, this looks exactly the fucking same as the first one. Like, it still looks glowy, editorial-like. Am I tripping? Like, I'm trying to stay in focus. Like, it looks pretty. It gives you that, like, sweaty look. I think it's a vibe, but for when my hair is, like, slicked back like this or something. Because I do think that, yeah, the consistency of it, like, your hair is probably going to stick to it. Hold on. I'm, like, feeling this out right now, because I didn't even feel this when I went in store. And this is where I saw... Whose video was it I saw? I think the lipstick lesbians. Because they were saying, oh, we said that these were going to need to get reformulated. I'm like, I don't know. To me, it looks the fucking same. But it's pretty. Like, what do you guys think? I think it accentuates a little bit of texture, like, right here. So I'd most likely want to keep it back here. Yeah, slightly sweaty look. I think it's cute, but I think if you got, at least with this shade, maybe the other ones are different. I don't fucking know. I just think it's weird. Like, it's a weird trend that we're seeing with Patrick Ta. And I could see it happening with, like, one launch or something, but... repeated launches where you're just, like, randomly discontinuing them. And not even discontinuing. You're quietly just removing them. Or they're just quietly leaving Sephora. And then, oh, we reformulated. But why? Why did you reformulate? Have we seen a video from Patrick suggesting, like, why? Because it's like, if that's the case, why the fuck was it released in the first place if it didn't live up to a certain standard? I don't know. Okay. Let's... spray the face again. I forgot how fucking good this was. Scandinavia all the way, baby. Alright. Brows. No new brow pencils. Are there any new brow pencils you guys are loving? I'm, like, refining where I put everything. I think today I'm going to use the Benefit Precisely My Brow, because this will be available during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. Do you guys want me to do a dedicated YouTube video to that? Because I thought about doing that possibly tomorrow or Tuesday about everything that's being offered during the 21 Days of Beauty, and then either my wish list and recommendation, or because I know people love negative videos, I also thought about doing the things that I wouldn't recommend, but I'd probably just do everything all in one. So if you guys would like a Ulta 21 Days of Beauty video, feel free, let your girl know. And then I was going to ask you guys for your input on, because you guys all love the new makeup release videos. So I have to figure out a day of the week, because I like the idea, since it's something that I plan to come back with every week. I like the idea of doing it on a set day every week. So I used to do Mondays, and Mondays just aren't ideal anymore, because if you guys didn't know, I own a bar. So we host line dancing lessons year-round every single Monday. So I work every single Monday. So Mondays are out. I have I have the ability to do Tuesdays. I mean, I could do Monday mornings, but I feel like a lot of drops are on Mondays, which is why I always liked to do Mondays, because I felt like I was usually the first to talk about them because it was on a Monday. So I don't love the idea of doing Monday morning because I feel like I'll miss probably what a lot of what people want to talk about, if that makes sense. So Tuesdays could be an option, but it would have to be like Tuesday afternoon. Then we have Wednesday. I think Wednesday would probably be one of the most ideal for me. So if Wednesdays is ideal for you guys, because I like the idea too of doing late night, because we used to love the 8:30 time slot. So I would like to return to that time slot. Sunday nights? Sunday's a possibility. This is the downfall with me owning a bar, is we have Dart League in the fall winter time. And also with Sundays, I know a lot of people watch football. So I don't know if Sundays would be super ideal for a lot of people either. Let's see. April says Sunday or Tuesday. Clarissa said Sunday nights. I agree. It makes no sense. Evenings I prefer. You'll definitely see me do a majority of my videos at night, but I also do know I will have videos during like afternoons and stuff as well. And I don't know if you guys get notifications or anything for like when I post shorts. Do you guys get those? Or is it just like surprise, you see me on your feed? Because I've been trying to get those on a more consistent basis. Working on it. You know, it's a process. It's a process for sure. Ignore this right here. This is my hair growing in. This is why I pluck the ends of my eyebrow, because it drags my face down. I like to bring my tails out more. So, yeah, let me see what you guys are saying in the live chat as soon as I finish these brows. Wednesday evening. Wednesday evening is, I think, what I'd probably go for if you guys were with it. Mostly Tuesday, Wednesdays, okay for you. I get notified. Okay, so you guys do get notified. Good to know. See, I'm like relearning this app all over again, it seems like. All right, before we get to lips, Dibs mascara. Has YouTube heard of this yet? Because I feel like I hear about it mostly on TikTok, and it's mostly because, do you guys know Kelly? I think it's Kelly Rose Arno, or Rose, is it Rose Arno or Sarno? Her name's Kelly. She always reviews mascaras. So she started testing this, and I would coin her the queen of mascara. She's got great eyelashes. But she started testing this one, and I'm pretty sure that she became the face of this mascara. So I think she was commissioned to test it and ended up loving it so much that she is either like the face of it or like in the campaign or something like that. Like, how fucking cool of an opportunity is that? But this, I've tested it a couple times now, and I'm definitely loving it. I think it's a little pricey, but I'm also not mad at it because it's like you're getting two products in one. So it's basically a primer and mascara in one. But from my understanding, because I'm not a product specialist or anything like that, it's like a tubing primer, which I could attest to that because this comes off. That's why I love tubing mascaras, because of how easily it comes off. But this does not flake. And don't get me wrong, I am not, like, I don't have super great lashes. But for a mascara to impress me, I feel like that just says a lot. So what I look for in a mascara is the fact that it could remove somewhat easily, because I have really sensitive eyes. So I want it to remove easily. I want it to be a super black application. I want it to give me a little bit of volume at least. Because ultimately, I'm just trying to coat my lashes because I'm most likely going to put on lashes anyways. That's just how it is. But this would be a mascara, though, that I would be down to just wear on its own because I feel like it gives me exactly what I'm looking for. And even though it's tubing, which I feel like a lot of tubing mascaras don't really flake anyways, but I love the fact that the primer is tubing because I feel like that makes the mascara almost like adhere to it. But then also comes off really nicely. Like, I don't know. The only downfall to me about this mascara is it's $31. So I'm like, fuck. But, I mean, when have you guys ever heard me talk highly about a mascara? Because I don't think it happens ever. Britt, does the horse palette have any new colors? Kimberly, I feel like I have to do like a dedicated YouTube video to the Hourglass palettes because I went through all the information on TikTok and I just can't remember it off the top of my head because it's a lot. I know that there's one palette and I can't remember which one exactly it is. That there are no new shades in it, and I want to say it's the horse palette. I just can't remember, so I don't want to say yes or no. But anyways, back to this. So far, I'm really impressed with it. I think it makes my lashes look great. From a person that does not like to rock like the natural lash, this could change my mind. So that's where I'm at on the Dibs mascara. I'm going to line my waterline with my Makeup Geek. R.I.P. Also, guys, I know we're getting into the fall-winter months, and Marseille has some of my favorite fragrances for fall-winter, like their Essence Vanille, and it's fucking back in stock. You're welcome. I'll have a link down below. I love a mascara primer. I'll have to try that one. See, this is what I think that I like the most about it, too, being like a primer mascara 2-in-1. So, I saw Kelly say this. So, basically, like how you read this way. This way, the primer is where you would start to read. And I love that it's brown. And then the mascara is at the end of the sentence. So, if you're looking at it, that's the easiest way to tell which side is which. But I feel like a lot of primers that I have found, they're always white. Hate that. It's made me not want to use them. But the fact that that's a brown primer, I love it. I really like this. And yes, it's spency, but if it gives me results that I'm interested in, I'll fucking pay for it. Whatever. I haven't purchased the last 2 releases of the Hourglass palettes, but I may get one this year. I have, if there's no repeat shades. I think that each palette has at least some repeats. I would recommend checking out my my TikTok, going over. I think I did them all separately actually, because I feel like we got like one palette at a time, or like I only knew some information. I have a whole dedicated Hourglass playlist over on TikTok. So if you're wondering any information about that, or if you guys want me to do a video dedicated to the information, I could absolutely do that. Because you guys know me, like, twist my arm to talk about an Hourglass launch. I feel like, I don't know, I guess that's where I get a little nervous doing so much content. Because I feel like people are just like, okay, Brittany, we get it. Like, we get it, you love this launch. But I feel like you guys love the launch just as much as me. I am so fucking into this right now. Like, this is so easy to use. And I haven't forgotten. I'm going to rub these out at the end just to see how they set. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. I'm into these. And I'm not noticing any creasing or anything like that on the eyeballs. All right, lip liner. Let's get these lips done. I'm going to do a quick lip line. These are from Laura Mercier. Again, gifted. Let me ask you guys this question, because I feel like because I've been doing TikTok so much more, I get more PR than I probably ever have. Does it bother you as long as I tell you guys, like, what I buy and what's gifted? I just see some people get, like, such an attitude about it. I don't feel like you guys would be that way. But it's like, I just want to know for, like, the content creator's perspective, like, does it bother you to have, like, a full face of PR? Or do you like a good variety of, like, a mixture, like what we have today? Like, I feel like most of this is probably gifted, but then there's some things like I bought. Like Scandinavia, I bought. The Dibs I bought. Fenty I bought. L'Oreal I bought. No, that's a lie. I bought mostly everything for this one. Oh my god, I'll be back on a replay. Yes, girl. Alright, so this is where I feel like I'm personally the most excited. The Fenty. Now, I am not like a Fenty girly. Alright? I feel like a lot of their products I want to love and they don't love me back. So, I saw this in store. I was not expecting to see it. I'm like, I feel like it's a sign. We got to try it. Because how many carats from the highlight formula, the original highlight, you guys know, was one of my favorite launches that they've ever done. And I feel like they haven't been able to top it since then. But they came out with this how many carats collection. I feel like I need to zoom. Hold on. Let me just zoom so you guys can get a better look. Don't look at my mustache, okay? Oh my god. Oh, I wish I had this for the all-white party that we went to. So icy. Hold on, let me give you guys a little... It's like Cullen lips. Okay. Let me zoom you out. This is not going to be a look for everybody. I feel like there's such a time and place for something like this, though. Now, it smells very much like the Gloss Bomb. There we go. It's very much giving me Gloss Bomb how it smells, but texture-wise, if you're not somebody that loves a, like, gritty formula on your lips, I don't think this would bother me because of how pretty it is. But if you don't like grit, you will not like this. Because you can feel the particles for sure. Now, I feel like it's not really giving me gloss vibes, though, right? Like, it does slightly, but I feel like it's more like glitter lipstick. I feel like because I could feel it, I would almost do something like this. I would take something like... I want something clear. Like a clear gloss or something. Just to give it a little bit more of like an even look, I think. Oh, I think that's so pretty, though. I think this shade's gonna make me get, like, the Fussy shade. Or something that's comparable to Fussy, like, with a pinky base. I mean, that definitely... Hold on. I feel like we gotta do this again. Let me take the, like, foundation and shit that was on my lips. Let me just say, I would definitely recommend applying a lip liner for sure. And also to prep. I would prep your lips accordingly. Because I feel like it would look significantly better with prepped lips. Let me see. Just add it to my cart. Add it to my cart. I hope you use that affiliate link down below, girl. Alright, so I'm going to show you what it looks like without a lip liner. And then I'm going to add the lip liner after, just to see how we're feeling about it. So, I'll apply it just like this. Like, you could do just a really soft application if you want. Or you could really... Oh, that's such a vibe. We went to an all-white party at the resort that we stayed at when we were in St. Lucia. I totally wish that I had this for that, because it would have went with my outfit so nicely. Now, I feel like with a lip liner, it'll just look a little probably more flattering. Entertain yourselves for a moment. The beauty of lives, guys. Yeah. Yeah, me like that. I don't feel like this would be a formula where I'm like, I need to run out and buy out all of them though, but I'm like, this shade and maybe like a pinky tone shade. Now I'm like, I want to add more. More is more. So sparkly. She cute. Okay. Like that. Now, the Body Lava. Fun fact, I have never tried a Body Lava before, so I need to find a big ass brush that I don't use that often, because I saw this in store and I was like, first of all, gorgeous, but I swatched it and I'm like, this is Cullen Skin on steroids, and I need to see it all over my chest right now. Yeah, like, I feel like Ice Princess. When I was picking all my makeup, I'm like, I want to be like pinky vibe. I feel like the blush started to throw it a little bit, which is why I added the Dolce Vita, because I'm like Ice Princess all the way right now. So I'm going to do, hold on. Let me give you guys like a slight, like just a tease, and then I'll apply it all over my chest. But this is so pretty. Again, I don't feel like it's going to be for everybody, but it's like a time and place. Immediately, yes. Let's do it. So I'm going to use my BK105. This is what I like to use for like my self tanner, because it's just like a big ass fucking big ass body brush. Are you guys ready for this? I'm so nervous but excited at the same time. Now, people say that this is like a sticky formula. I just really hope it translates on camera, because I feel like it needs like a flash for you guys to see it. Can you guys see it? Hold on, let me rub this in. Oh, but so cute. And it smells so good. I feel like if I didn't love like the effect of Cullen Skin, this would not have excited me nearly as much. I think the bronzier tone one would probably be more ideal for me. But I was like, I can't not get this. It looks so pretty. Alright, so let's add one more layer. Like, as a bartender, I'm squealing. Because this... Hold on. Hold on. Here, let's do a... Oh my god. Covered in glitter. Like, yeah, as a bartender... Like, if you're a bartender, add to cart. But... I'm trying to catch that ring light. Where's my... Hold on, where's my phone at? Ice Princess. Are you fucking kidding? Like, this under fluorescent lighting would be insanity. Do you guys see it? Oh! So, I just want to sit here like this. That's so... Alright, here we go. Oh my god! Fenty, are you fucking kidding me? My name is Brittany Cullen. Like, are you fucking... If you're being a Cullen for Halloween, add to cart. That's No, this is so much better. Like, I need just... Hold on, I gotta get that sheen again. I just want to sit here like this. Such a vibe. That's exciting. It looks way... Like, I expected it to be pretty, but that's way prettier than I expected. Also, guys, look how fucking cute that picture is of us on our wedding day. So cute. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't seen them yet. Yeah, that is gorgeous. Will I use it all the time? Absolutely not. But yeah, bartending, oh my god, they would love it. Oh, I would get all the tips. If you're a bartender, 100%. That's so... I like can't... I feel like I need to go film a TikTok like immediately right now. Wow. Gorgeous. All right. Is that all the products that I had for my face? Let me look. I talked about the brushes, the new brushes, Nars. I think, guys, I think I did it. Oh my God. Wow. Now, I want to revisit this real quick. So these are the Denesamyrix Color Fix Sticks. This is the shade number 1. If you guys didn't know. They do come apart if you want to interchange them. I want to see how they last. So these are definitely dried down. Like I applied them earlier. You saw it. I'm going to try. Oh, that ain't going fucking nowhere. That ain't going fucking no. Not even like the glitter moves around a little bit. That ain't budging. This side. Like you gotta really get in there to get those to move. Wow. Yeah. This is where it's gonna be real fun. So. Okay, they come off easily with a makeup wipe, so that's nice because they aren't gonna be a bitch to get off. Let me give you a zoom on the eyes to see if we have any sort of creasing. Do you guys see any? I feel like I got a little crease right there. I mean, little creasing, but I don't think it's enough to, like, piss me off, you know? Because, let's be honest, like, everything creases on my eyes. Ignore the mustache, okay? Thank you. What do we think? I am so... Ooh, I am obsessed. I don't like to say that word often, but I'm, like, really fucking obsessed with that. One more thing, because I've been using the absolute piss out of it. Like, if I do a favorites video, you're going to see this one. This is from Nars. The Nars Light Reflecting Luminizing Powder. Let me show you why I'm in love with this, because I expected to like this. Yeah, I'm going to have to. It's fine. I expected to like this because I'm like, it's Nars. I always expect to like Nars. But this shade is such a good brow bone inner corner highlight. I don't even use this for my face. I use it for my eye. And, you know, it's not anything, like, different. Like, we've seen shades like this before. But it's so highly reflective where I'm just like, yeah. Yeah. Love it. Quick brow bone. Did I just see Letitia up in here? Hey, girl! I bought a couple of the Color Fix sticks, and I only kept one. I wasn't a big fan. They're very stiff and can easily break when applying, but my eye watered and it came off, so I wasn't a huge fan. Yeah, I feel like that's... To me, that's, like, the selling point behind these, or at least I feel should be the selling point, is, like, budge-free. And I'm going to have to pay attention a little bit more because, like, that crease could have been from when I applied it. I didn't look as closely as I probably should have. But if you guys would want, like, a wear test on the Color Fix sticks, let me know. I do have all of them. And if there's a shade or shades specifically, like, this would be definitely a combo that I would want to do that with. Because I feel like this out of the combos, like, some of the combos, I'm like, why did we put those together? But it's Danessa. I'm sure she had a reasoning. If you guys have, like, a shade that you guys would want to see. But I think they're super easy to use. It's just a matter of, like, do I think these are going to be better than, like, Tom Ford Cream and Powder Eye Color Duos? I don't know about all that. I feel like there's, like, a naturalness about those. Like, these, to me, are definitely not as natural as what I love about some of my other favorites, you know? This is more, if I want to amp it up, take it to another level. But, yeah, I'll have to keep testing these to figure out how I'm feeling. I cannot stop looking at this right here, though. Honestly. I fucking love this. It makes me so excited. It makes me so excited to finally love, like, some Fenty products, because I feel like I was always talking shit about not loving. Or a lot of it, I shouldn't say not loving. It's just I don't feel like a lot of it works super ideally for me. So, guys, that is, I think, everything for this testing new makeup. What do you guys think should be viral, should not be viral? I don't know. To me, just giving like a quick run through summary, like the only reason I think this is viral is because of all of the influencers that are on it. If all those influencers weren't on this campaign, I don't think it would be viral. The Dibs, I think, I don't know, to me, like for for a mascara to impress me says a lot. The Nars, I think the formula is nice. I think what's most unique is, like I said, the shade Trance. Very pretty. I think it's going to be really nice for fall, winter, even though it does not look like it would be. It translates a little bit different on the face. So I do like this formula. I'm just not like shitting my pants over it, if that makes sense. The Color Fix sticks, I'm going to keep testing those to see how I feel about them. These, I didn't even use this one today, I don't think. This is my favorite of all of them. This is the Crystal K32. This is the brush that I use with my Hourglass palettes. So definitely recommend any of these brushes. Between the new brushes, which are these three, we've got the 18, the 20, and the 32 from Crystal. And then, like I said, the K1 is being discontinued. So if you're interested in that brush, would recommend to jump on it before it's not available anymore. Beauty Pie. I meant to use this on my imperfection and I forgot. So this one we'll have to review at a later date. As far as Fenty, I'm fucking here for it with the Fenty products. I think they're beautiful. And then the Patrick Ta, I don't think it's a formula that you need to like run out and buy. Like, I'll keep this one and keep testing it. I don't know. Like, it's not screaming my name though. Like, I think it's a little bit, to me, it's almost like a little bit too much. I think it's almost like a little too much editorial-ish. Time and place probably, but I think what I'm going to like more is this brush right here. I think I'm going to really like this one. So I'll keep testing this as well. The Laura Mercier brush, I'll keep testing this one too, but I think I'm going to be more of a fan of those powders with my Wayne Goss brush. What else? Oh, the Dial 10, another one I'm going to keep testing. Looking at, I'm not going to say too much about this yet because I added even more concealer on top of what I already added with the Skin Ink. I'm going to review this at a later date. I'll keep testing it, but from what I saw, I thought it looked beautiful. So there's that. And then there was one other thing. Oh, Scandinavia. Was this the other thing? Highly recommend. The color of the, oh yeah, I didn't tell you that. The color of the Nars is Eros. This is the lightest one, I think. Gorgeous. I also have Heavenly. I have only used this one so far, though. Did I get everything? I think that was everything, right? Let me take a sip. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the live chat. Let's chat for maybe like 5 minutes. What do we like? What do we not like? Did anything surprise you? I'm telling you, I can't stop looking at this right here. So cute. Oh, let's see. What did Richard ask? Richard, did I miss your question? I think I totally missed it. Hold on. Where is it? Thank you for the reply, Lisa. I appreciate it. What did you ask? Oh, what's the eyeshadow? Oh, you want to give for a gift? That's so sweet. I'm sorry, Richard. I missed it. Let's see. Does the horse... Kimberly. Does the horse palette have new colors? Let me fucking look. Hold on. You guys better give me more questions while I'm looking for this. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my god, I just got a message from Scandinavia. Oh my god. That was exciting. Alright, I'm trying to find my videos. Hold on, guys. Because I posted about these, I think, a while ago. Alright. So let me plug this video right here, okay? It was from July 8th. So over a month ago. I demoed... So I could answer your question right here. I demoed every shade that's in the horse palette in that video. So the horse palette is the palette that does not have any new shades in it. So according to what we have seen previously, the Deer the fox, and the swan all have nude shades. But without watching all of my fucking videos, I'm going to have to refer you to over on my TikTok. So these videos start on July 5th. So if you go to the top of my TikTok, look at, I'm just sending you guys right over there. There's literally a playlist that says Hourglass Palettes. All of my videos on those palettes are in that playlist. So if you just click on that, and then I think you're going to have to scroll towards the bottom, because I think it starts at like part 60. I'm telling you, I got a lot of videos on these. Look at these. This is all Hourglass videos, and it keeps going. Every Hourglass video that I've done on my TikTok is on that playlist. So would definitely go recommend watching over there. Oh, I didn't tell you about the resort. I feel like I need to do like a whole separate video on that. Like, that'll be like a chatty get ready with me, but I'm still waiting to like talk to management before I talk about it, because I don't know. I feel like for the experience that we had, they need to do something about it, because let me just summarize real quick. So we had my 10-year anniversary wedding celebration at the Sandals Regency La Toc in St. Lucia. We went there for our first honeymoon. So this was 10 years ago. We fucking loved the resort. We had so much fun. We went with 2 other couples. Well, we loved it so much that we brought... Like, what the fuck? We loved it so much that we brought 22 couples, or no, 22 people with us. So there was 24 of us total that went this last time. And there was just certain things that I was not happy with, and I said if it was my first wedding, I would have been fucking furious. So, yeah, I'll talk about it in, like, a whole separate video, but, like, I'm in the talks of management. We were in the talks with them when we left there, and then since we got back, I've heard from them, like, once. So I'm still waiting to hear, to see if they do anything about it. And if they don't, that's where we're about to find out. It hurts me to do, like, to even, like, say that, because some of the people there were so incredible and so great, and I wouldn't want it to affect them, but I'm like, Sandals is who needs to fix, like, all this other shit. And it was, as a whole, it was a great trip, but there was just some things that were really disappointing about it, and it was disappointing because of how much business we brought them. And our guests didn't have the same experience that we did the first time we went. Oh, thanks, Molly. Whole vibe. Let's see. What do I think about the Nars highlighter versus the Fenty How Many Carats highlighter? Completely different. I feel like the Fenty How Many Carats highlighter is one of the most unique highlighters of all time. Like, there's just something so different about it because it's not your traditional type highlighter. It's like pure glitter, but it's like flattering glitter, if that makes sense. Most highlighters are like metallic based or like shimmery and slightly glittery, but that's where it's like, it's a very, very different formula. Yeah, I hope they do. Like, they made a small suggestion, and that's kind of where we left things as of right now. They made like a small gesture, is what I should say. But I was like, okay, that's fine for us, but what about the 22 other people that went? So that's kind of where I'm at. Hopefully, question above. Wow, way up. Sorry, I'm looking through my comments. I've heard great things. Oh, Sandy, are you talking about the resort? Yeah, like, our first experience was incredible. Incredible. And I think ultimately that's, like, in summary, if you're listening to me talk about it right now and it's making you feel a type of way, if you've been thinking about going there, don't feel that way. I don't think they weren't prepared for the amount of people that we had, which seems crazy because it's like, okay, you guys knew that we were all together. Like, you knew we were a group. We knew it was a thing. Like, you guys should have been prepared. You could very much tell that they're used to accommodating couples and they're not used to accommodating like a big group of couples. Does that make sense? If you asked a question and I missed it, please let me know, because I'm like scrolling and I feel like I'm going to take too long getting back to you. Which palette has 5 new shades? You're going to have to go check my TikTok. If you want to know, like, right now, you'll have to go check my TikTok, but... Okay, I answered it. Okay, good. I feel like you guys want an hourglass video, so I will plan on doing that for you guys. All right, so I'm going to call it an evening because we've been here for an hour and a half, but I would love it if you guys did enjoy this video. Thumbs it up before you guys leave, or even thumbs it down. It's cool, too. Not everybody loves everything. It's fine. It still tells YouTube you interacted with the video, and that's ultimately what matters. So also, don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notifications. That way you're notified when I go live or upload. And also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, TikTok. Where else am I? Instagram, TikTok. That's enough. You can follow me there. And, yeah, just follow along, and hopefully you guys like the stuff that I put out. And if you guys have any feedback for me on videos you guys want to see, feel free to let me know. Next video, either Hourglass or Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, so you guys let me know. And I hope to see you guys in my next one, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Okay, bye!